So two things drive our habit loops: pleasure and cravings. So when we can derive a pleasure, or when we can associate a pleasure or a craving to a habit, we will generally engage in that behavior. So for example, if we see more pleasure in rolling over and hitting snooze when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. than coming to a boot camp class and you want to sleep in, if we're just thinking, yes, I just want to sleep, it's so warm, we're associating pleasure to hitting snooze. So we're going to engage in hitting snooze. Whereas when we're trying to tweak that behavior, what we can do and what we can try and do is associate a pleasure with getting up and maybe the associated pleasure of either the action or the result. So if we're in that example of wanting to snooze, we can begin to associate pleasure with perhaps the feeling of how great it's going to be when we lose 10 or 15 kilos. Yeah, by hitting snooze, because subconsciously that is getting up, I'm moving, or we might associate it with the feeling of when we walk out the door, how good we often feel after exercise. Some of you will probably laugh at that because you half the time limp out or whatever, but you know what I mean, that feeling after exercise. So we want to associate pleasure to the new action or the result. And once we can do that, we start to change the perspective on the action itself, and we can start to shift the habit because we see more value in it.